Hi guys, one thing I wanted to go over really quick, especially because I was just showing you all the things I'm doing for my little urban homestead and to be self-sufficient, is I wanted to go over basically the concept of self-sufficiency, because that's something that comes up a lot. Man, this cat just will not shut up. It's going to be in all my videos. What are you going to do? Now the first thing that's going to, maybe might as well say hi. There you go. This isn't mine, by the way. This is my girlfriend's beastly animal. It's the loudest cat in the world. People thought it was a peacock before. Some people thought it's their own cat. So, whatever. Anyways, the concept of self-sufficiency, and that's something that comes up a lot when people are dealing with urban homesteading and just preparing for shit hit the fan, preparing for economic collapse, just anything in this, in these circles. Man, ignore me. Just a second. Yeah, self-sufficiency. So it's something that comes up a lot, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody had a concept of what I'm talking, at least what I'm talking about when I use the term self-sufficiency, because a lot of people seem to think that I'm saying, or that other people are saying, that self-sufficiency is providing everything you need for yourself, that you never have to rely on any outside source for anything, would be, completely self-sufficient. And while that's true in terms of like the actual definition of the words, I don't think that's something that you should necessarily strive for. It's not realistic, and it's not even necessary. I mean, it's impossible for anyone to be, unless you're just living in the woods like a tribesman, to really, be 100% self-sufficient. And in that case, you're not really self-sufficient either, because you don't personally have anything. You're just relying on the fact that the forest that you're in, that there'll be, a hog there to shoot, or a bird there to kill, or a tuber that you can dig up tomorrow. You don't know that for sure. So there's really no such thing as being 100% self-sufficient. And even if you have a farm that's producing enough meat, grain, you've got a well pump, you're producing electricity, you're not like mining ore, you know what I mean, to make the tools for, that you use to farm. So eventually you're going to have to go get one of these things, or you're going to have to get it from somebody else, or trade, or buy, or whatever. So being self-sufficient for our purposes doesn't necessarily mean you never need anything. To me, what it means is to be a producer. You have to produce things and not just bring things in from outside. Because compare someone who has, like, I don't know, all the, a year's supply of food, all the tools and clothes they need and everything, but they don't produce anything. They're not self-sufficient, because there's just a longer time period between when they have to go shopping, but they still have to do it. And while that, like I said, that may be true for anyone, eventually someone's going to have to go buy something. The point is you want to be a producer. Even if you have a lettuce farm and all you produce is lettuce, if you have like 10 acres of lettuce and you're producing like tons of lettuce, you can't live off just lettuce, but you're a producer. That is an actual asset of value. That has real intrinsic value. That's food. You know what I mean? Whether it's hay, or if it's lumber, any type of, plant, livestock, even if your ground just has ore in it, or oil, or something like that, you have to be a producer. And then once you're producing something, you have value. You have actual assets, and then that can be traded for stuff that you actually need specifically, like whether that's food, clothes, tools, whatever. But even if you have all the food and clothes and tools and everything you need for 1 year, if you're not producing anything, you're not self-sufficient. I would argue that in most cases, the guy that has, a bunch of lettuce growing out there is more self-sufficient, as long as he has a way to do it without being like, upset by even the smallest disruption. That's the problem today, is that even the so-called producers have a system that is very tenuous. Like, it really can't withstand any deviation from like the status quo. If they have like one bad year, they're done. They're abusing the ground so that it's not really a sustainable production. So you have to have a sustainable production. If you're a sustainable producer that has contingencies for, doing without systems of support, then you're self-sufficient. It's really not about always having every little thing that you need. It's not like, oh, I need a Band-Aid. I don't have a Band-Aid. I'm not self-sufficient. Or, oh, my hoe broke. I don't have 20 extra hoes. I'm not self-sufficient. Because that's really not realistic. No one is ever going to get to a point where they've just stockpiled enough that they never have to rely on anything else. That's just not realistic. Maybe it's possible, but it's not realistic, so wouldn't even worry about it. Focus on being a producer, on producing some things of real value, whether that's some chickens with some eggs, maybe it's fish from aquaculture, maybe it's, using lumber from your property to build furniture. Maybe you're just selling firewood, something. You know, you got to produce something. As long as you're a producer of a significant amount of real assets, you're going to be well on your way to being self-sufficient, way more than someone who just is stockpiling random stuff that they think they may need. So focus on that. Definitely don't give up storing food, storing extra tools and stuff, because that'll get you through a lot of rough patches and it'll help you to continue producing even if, you know, Lowe's closes down or whatever. But without producing, you're eventually gonna have problems anyway. So first off, you know, get the stuff that you need squared away with the food storage and everything so that you're not completely dependent on all those systems of support, and then focus on being a producer. And what's that going to mean to different people is different things based on your skills, your geographic location, how much property you have, how much money you have right now, but everybody can produce something. So focus on that, and that'll really help everybody in the coming, what's I guess being called the new economy, what I call an economic collapse. So let me know what you guys are doing to produce things or what you hope to be doing in the future, and I'll talk to you later.